Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever stopped to think about how one single language from a tiny island somehow became the key to the entire world? Well, today, we're diving into the incredible story of English and how this one skill can completely change your future. Let's get into it. First, let's just try a little thought experiment. For just a second, I want you to imagine your life, but with zero English. You only speak your native language. At first, you might think, no big deal, right? But then you'd start to notice things. And almost immediately, your world would just shrink. The biggest movies, the most talked about books, those viral videos everyone's sharing, suddenly they're just out of your reach. You'd feel a little cut off, like you're missing out on this huge global conversation that's happening all around you. Then it would hit you at work. You see that perfect, high-paying job, but there it is in the description, English required. You want to connect with international clients, but that language barrier is like a brick wall. It wouldn't matter how skilled you are. Without this one thing, so many doors just stay locked. But honestly, this is the real kicker. You want to learn something new, but all the best tutorials and courses are in English. The cutting-edge research, the ideas from top universities, they're all being shared in English. Your access to the world's knowledge gets seriously limited, and you can start to feel really, really stuck. So, how on earth did we get here? To really get why English is so huge today, we've got to rewind the clock. It wasn't always the top dog. In fact, about 1,500 years ago, it was just some minor language on a small island, while giants like Latin, Greek, and Chinese were running the show. So what happened? Well, its rise to the top basically happened in three huge waves. The first one kicked off in the 1600s, when the British Empire's navy started taking the language to literally every corner of the map. The second wave hit after World War II. The United States blew up as the new economic and cultural superpower, beaming English out to the world through its movies and music. And the final knockout punch? The internet. It was born in the 90s, built on a foundation of English, which pretty much sealed the deal. And that history brings us right here to today, where the influence of English is just bigger than ever. Let's look at the numbers for a second because they're pretty mind-blowing. Get this, right now, as we speak, over 1.5 billion people are learning English. Just let that sink in. That's nearly 1 out of every 5 people on the entire planet. It's not just another language anymore. It's become a fundamental life skill, and that number is still climbing. And when you look at the digital world, English is absolutely king. The internet practically runs on it. More than half of all websites on the entire web are in English. The code, the biggest tech companies, the trends that go viral, it almost all starts in English. And this isn't just about one or two areas. English is the top language in all the major global fields, from Wall Street to Hollywood, from the world's top science labs to Silicon Valley. The one language that connects them all is English. Okay, so that's the huge global picture. But English isn't just about big business or science. It's also woven into our everyday lives, sometimes in ways we don't even really notice. I mean, just think about how you describe your own day. The amazing thing about these super simple phrases isn't just the words. It's the fact that they're universal. A person from Japan and a person from Brazil who don't speak each other's language can both use this exact list to understand each other perfectly. It's the default setting for basic human connection. And of course, there's entertainment. We absorb so much English just from watching movies and hit TV shows. Think about a classic medical drama. You hear a line like this. It's packed with tension and technical jargon, and even if we don't know every word, we feel the drama. We get what's at stake. And through that drama, we end up learning vocabulary without even trying. We hear a doctor say a patient is in critical condition. We don't need to look it up in a dictionary. We just absorb the meaning from the scene. Okay, this is really, really serious, and this person might not make it. It's the exact same thing for acronyms like ICU. We hear it on TV, and our brains quickly connect the dots. Intensive care unit. That's the special place for patients who are in that critical condition. We're passively learning this complex language just by being part of a global culture that mostly speaks English. So, we've seen how English took over the world and how it's a part of our daily lives. But what does all of this really mean for you and for your future? This is where it gets really powerful. Now, you might be thinking, could another language take over? What about Mandarin Chinese? Well, while Mandarin is incredibly important with over 1 billion native speakers, it's pretty unlikely to replace English as the world's go-to language. A huge reason is just how easy it is to get started. For most learners, English's simple alphabet and grammar are way less intimidating than a language with thousands of characters and complex tones. English just has too much of a head start. And this all brings us to the most important point of all. Learning English isn't really about grammar rules or vocabulary lists. It's about unlocking a totally different kind of future. It means getting access to better jobs. It means the freedom to travel anywhere in the world and feel confident. It means being able to learn pretty much anything you want online. And it means you get to connect with global culture on a whole new level. It's not just a language, it's a tool for power, freedom, and personal growth. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Learning English is a journey, and every single day you practice, you're building a skill that can literally change your life. The only real question you have to answer is, where are you going to let it take you?